Welcome back. Well, starting today, Adidas is once again selling Yeezy sneakers.
That's the shoe line designed by the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. Adidas, you remember, had pulled the shoes from its stores in October after cutting ties with Ye, as he's now called, over his anti-Semitic comments. NBC News business and data reporter Brian Chung joins us now. Brian, so Adidas hasn't really changed its stance on Ye. They're still parting ways, right? But they're selling the signature product now. Is it selling?
Yeah, well, and they're officially on sale today. And for what it's worth, Adidas had been grappling for months about exactly how they would go through the over $1 billion or so of inventory related to Yeezy that they had already ordered prior to cutting their ties to him in October. So there were some options out there, like, for example, destroying all of the sneakers and the clothes, by the way, which is also part of this, or maybe donating them. But ultimately, they decided to sell them with a, quote, substantial or significant amount being donated to organizations that combat discrimination and hate, like the Anti-Defamation League, which is the way that Adidas is choosing to go about it. So they are on sale. But again, we don't know the numbers to those sales. We don't know the volumes to those sales. All we know is that they have a lot of inventory, a lot of shoes and sneakers to try to sell through.
And given how many they have to sell, who do they think is buying? I mean, I know they were popular among sneakerheads. You're a sneakerhead, no secret. What do you think?
Yeah, well, prior to all of this, right, the Yeezy shoe was largely regarded as one of the most popular shoes out there. You would have it very difficult to actually get your hand on a pair of sneakers, and they would resell on secondary markets for 2 to 3 times as much. Not necessarily the case anymore because of the complete contraction in demand for those shoes because of the anti-Semitic remarks associated with the rapper that was partnering with Adidas to make these shoes. So who is buying it now? Well, you could make the argument that people who want to support these Anti-Defamation League initiatives to combat hate, because some of the money is going to be going there. The problem is we don't really know how much of the sales are going to be going there. When they say significant amount, that also implies that Adidas is still going to pocket some share of those proceeds. So we don't really know. But again, it could be simply just talk from Adidas's point that this is where we're donating it. But maybe it is in earnest as well. We'll have to see.
Do we know how many shoes exist? Like, do we know how... I don't know if we know this, how many sneakers are on sale?
We don't know the exact unit amount, but the estimate out there is that it could be over $1 billion in inventory. Again, these were things that were already ordered prior to the termination of that business relationship with Ye in October. But for what it's worth, the company itself, as a public company, projected that it could cost them as much as $700 million to get through this issue. Again, they were weighing whether or not it was going to be more financially but also socially responsible to simply just destroy all of these goods or donate it somewhere instead of actually trying to sell it. But ultimately, this is the route that they chose to go with.
Costly remarks, to say the least.
Very costly.
Brian Chung, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.